Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. We did have some technical difficulties, almost like Xavier Worthy was out there, on our side, but we're here. It's almost halftime during this game in Brazil. Willie Walls, glad you can make it.
Yeah, I'm glad I can make it too. I am so happy. I'm at my mother's house, getting ready to do a veteran event for tomorrow morning. That's why I have no time limitations on this podcast. I don't have to go anywhere, so I'm very pleased. Plus, mom's get another spend another day with her favorite son.
And Mama Walls loves her DFS. I know that. Swami, how you been, my friend?
I'm good and I'm dressed, Doc. On time, ready to go.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Just not
You know what
really
I'm
sure
saying?
what's going on right now, Doc. But hey, let's rock and roll.
All right, let's get to it. We are Friday Night Lights. We try to give you all the best DFS information that we can, and hopefully we'll take down some victories this year. If we can't, at least we can help you. All right, let's get to it. The Bengals and Browns, and Swami, you may recall a few years back I said to you, Swami, should we start Joe Flacco? And you gave me that look. You looked at me and you're like, I don't think so. But this week, can you start Joe Flacco?
Well, Doc, you'll be glad to know the look hasn't changed. Still giving Joe Flacco the side eye. However, I do recognize this guy that's been wearing his jersey the last couple of years, both in Indianapolis and in Cleveland. So you were right. And so I will say this. If we can get that guy to show up, not the one that is still giving us nightmares that we're having some type of post-traumatic stress dealing with that we dealt with back anyway. So hopefully, Doc, Flacco can come out and he can get something going with Njoku, maybe with Judy. And I think, if the Browns offense can try to keep pace with Cincinnati, we'll get some fantasy goodness. I think I like this game a lot.
Willie, on the other side, Cincinnati does struggle sometimes with Cleveland. They do. I mean, Joe Burrow is facing this tough pass rush, and we know that's the one thing the Browns do really well with Myles Garrett. Are you in on Burrow? Are you paying up for Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown? They're going to cost, but are they worth it?
I'm not on most lineups. I'm not playing enough for Chase, but he's a play. I mean, Chase is always a play, and Joe Burrow. But I'm not into Joe Burrow, and believe it or not, Chase Brown is okay against him. But Cleveland is kind of tough against that run. So I'm not in on a lot of Cincinnati. I'm more on the Cleveland side. I mean, I like Judy and Njoku, and I like Flacco. That's what I like for Cleveland. I'm more on the Cleveland side than I am the Cincinnati side.
Will you guys stack this game, or will you just play one-offs? Like, I expect to play Njoku. I can't imagine that I won't, but I don't know if I'd go Flacco, Judy, Njoku.
I think you can do that. I think that's viable. And you can bring it back with Chase. I think that's a very interesting stat.
I want to ask you guys a question. So, Willie, let me start with you, and then I'll go to Swami. A lot of the Sims basically are saying you don't need to correlate. You don't have to bring a guy back. But we've seen people win money in 2 different ways. One, if you have that game that blows up like Alicia did, right? Seattle plays Detroit. She had the whole game. Boom. But sometimes, maybe to be different from other people, you don't have the bring back. Willie, in most of your lineups, let's say you have 20 lineups, how many will have the bring back?
I would say 10 of them. I mean, because some of them you don't hold. I mean, remember, some people have won the tournaments having like about 4 people in it without the quarterback, without both quarterbacks. So it's not likely. I mean, normally you want to correlate. It's good to correlate, but you don't have to correlate to take down a tournament. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get the 9 best plays that you can get, or the 8 best plays that you can get. That's what you're trying to do. So, I mean, you just want them to have good, solid plays. And I think for me on this one, for price point, I just think Flacco at 4,900, he's a gunslinger. If he gets you 3 touchdowns, if he gets you 3 touchdowns over 300 yards, it's hard to beat that value of 4,900. And Njoku against Cincinnati is definitely one of my favorite tight ends on the slate.
Swami, do you correlate? Do you have to correlate?
Doc, it's my humble opinion that you should correlate. Again, You heard the great coach say the best ability is availability. Well, in DFS, the best ability is possibility. The highest possibility is the bring back with the stack. Said when Walls took it down, not just Alicia, even when Walls did it, he had a stack where he had Drew Brees. He had the tight end. He brought it back with this guy named Odell Beckham. He got 7 touchdowns from Brees. He got 3 from Odell Beckham. He took down a major tournament. The bring back is probably about 40% that full stack or single stack with the bring back. Again, it's hitting at a significant higher clip than some of those others. Sure, you can catch lightning in the bottle. But, for me, week 1, I think playing the high probability kind of stacks, looking for low owned stacks, looking for leverage plays is just a way to probably approach week 1.
All right, let's get to Willie's Commanders against the Giants. So to make Jaden Daniels better, I think you have to rush him because then he moves out of the pocket and you get those rushing yards. Giants have a good pass rush. Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, they have a legitimate pass rush. Willie, the Commanders don't necessarily run the ball particularly well. There's no Brian Robinson. Who knows? JCM, Chris Rodriguez, Austin Eckler. They have Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, first game back, considering he missed a lot of time. Do you like your Commanders? Do you like Malik Neighbors? Do you like this game at all?
No, thank you. I will be skipping this game. I think the Giants defense is underrated. Honestly, I think they got a nice pass rush, and I'm just not getting to this game. I'm not getting to the game. I mean, I'm a Commanders fan, but I'm not getting to this game. I think this is going to be a NFC East battle, and I think it might be more lower scoring than what you think. I mean, Neighbors is always a play, especially against our sometimes our suspect defense. But for me, I'm not getting to this game. So if Jaden Daniels beat me, he beats me. But I'm not getting to nobody on the Commanders.
Swame, Willie said something interesting. A lot of these first week games do go under, right? They're lower scoring than people think. I think this Giant Commander game could be lower scoring. The Giants, Russell Wilson, are they going to put up a lot of points? The Giants defense is better than people think. Are you playing this game or are you passing?
I think Walls is probably right here, more right than wrong. But I still think it's some plays here that you would have to look at. I think Neighbors, he already pointed out, is one. I think you're getting some value, whether it's with Eckler or if you're looking at maybe one of the other receivers, because Daniels, we know he can show up every week. This is probably going to be one of those NFC scraps. So I agree with him from that standpoint, but it's still some plays here. And I think because a lot of folks aren't going to like it, it really makes it interesting from a leverage perspective.
I think I like the Deebo Samuel play this week. I see him getting a lot of short, quick passes, maybe even using him in the running game. I just feel like McLaurin is not game shape, right? And maybe people will play him. I don't know if it's a great play, but I'm interested in Deebo. All right, Arizona is playing the Saints. Arizona's got this tight tree here. You've got Kyler, you got James Conner, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., you got Trey McBride. That's it. On the other side, you have Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, and a very, very cheap Spencer Rattler. Swame, any interest in this one?
Folks have been trying to talk me into Rattler, and they didn't do a very good job, Doc. Rattler scares me still. You would have to like a healthy Olave. You would like to think that Kamara could still do a little bit of something. The Saints are at home. You could talk yourself into something here. On the other side, it looks a little bit better. Connor obviously looks like he's in play. Harrison seems like he could be a man of interest. I think McBride shows up almost every week. But it feels like this could be one of those games where you're hoping they find the end zone and they could heat up, but I could see it, struggling to score points as well. But I do have some interest in the Arizona side. There's a lot of question marks for me with the Saints.
Willie, thoughts on Arizona? It's not a bad stack. I don't know if I'm doing it, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I will again will pass on this one. It's like it could be one of those 20 to 10 games, and then you got people that are, that cost a lot of money that they may give you, like McBride might give you 7 catches for 60 yards, 65 yards. It won't be enough for his price point. You know what I mean? You know, I think this is a game where Arizona can win. I mean, I think their defense is in play, you know, against the Saints. So it's one of those games that it's like it's there, and they cost enough where, if they're not going to give me a certain point, I mean, like you could go with Cleveland, and they got, nice price points. But this right here, Arizona against a team like who might not, because Swame always talk about you want somebody to push you. How much pushing is New Orleans going to do in this game? If they don't, if they don't push, no, thank you. So I think I'll pass.
All right, Tampa against Atlanta. There's always 1 or 2 games on a slate that should explode. This feels like one of those games, guys. When you look at Tampa, you know exactly where it's going. Baker, Bucky, Evans, Egbuka. That's it. Cade Otton, I'm not buying it. They don't have another receiver. It's really easy. On the other side, Bijan, Penix, Pitts, and Drake London. Willie, it feels like a winner to me.
No, this game is definitely in play. I mean, Bijan in his first 8 games was averaging about 64, 64.5, 64.5% of the plays, then and 98 yards per game. Then his last 9 games that ramped up to 72% of the plays, and then he was averaging 121.9 yards per game. And he also sprinkled in 10 TDs over that time, and he had 4 TDs, 4 games with multiple TDs. So he started getting in play. He's been playing. Listen, and Bucky Irvin, since week 9, has averaged since week 11, the bye week, 21.7 touches, 135 yards per game. Bucky, they can play. They can play. Man, I mean, these guys can play. And this Abuka guy, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He is one of Swame's and my favorite plays on the slate. We're going to have a lot. I'm going to have a lot of Abuka. I don't know how to say his name correctly, but I'm just going to say Abuka! Abuka! That's all I'm going to say when he scores. Abuka! 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 Thank you, Mr. Abuka. And don't forget about, the double stack with Mr. Evans, because Mr. Evans is still in play too. So we're letting you, I mean, this could be one of those games that you fully stack and you can watch it go off. So I do like the plays in this game. I think you can attack this game in many ways.
Swame, Willie likes Mike Evans a little bit. AJ Terrell, some seasons he's been great. Some seasons he disappears. Willie didn't mention Drake London. Drake London, I mean, he's not competing for targets with anybody. Ray McLeod, please. Who do you like in this one?
So, Doc, you nailed it. I like probably London the most. I got a lot of interest in Pitts. I'm not like Robinson, even though I know he's a play, because I feel like Tampa they're tough. I mean, obviously, if he gets the touchdowns, he'll probably, have a decent number. Just don't like him as much, which means that will bring Penix into play. So London will probably be at the top. Right next to him is probably Pitts. It just seems like this is a matchup, especially, at home, that they could probably do well in. And then on the other side, anything that Baker's doing, probably going to include Mike Evans. So not mad there. Obviously, his prices makes him a little bit, but again, probably the same thing with Irvin, even though, again, he's playing well. Not so much for me. I think I'm going to go with the receivers, tight ends, and I definitely like Mr. Abuka. Abuka, roll call. Abuka, Abuka, roll call. That's what you should try to say, Walls, not whatever it was you was over there sound like you hit your toe on something.
Abuka!
I think you're saying
Abuka too, because he's going to be in most of my lineups, Mr. Abuka.
All right, Raiders.
London.
I like London too.
London is calling me. I'm telling you that.
London, right. I like London. He's a great play.
Raiders against the Patriots. How come I haven't heard Ashton Genty's name anywhere this week? Dude is going to get 25 touches. He's going to get 25 touches. Whether you like him or not, he's going to get it. On top of that, you've got Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers. On the other side, Drake May and a very inexpensive Travion Henderson. Swami, who do you like in this one?
I am cautious with this group. And the reason why is because I could see both teams coming out the block stumbling a little bit. That's the only caution. I feel like Genty is in a good spot. I think, I felt great about, or better, I would say, about Cooper possibly being there with Geno and what that could look like. And then that didn't work out that way. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen on the other side. Are they going to get the second round pick involved? Are they going to get the big fella with speed involved down there? Or if it's just going to be, Bowers and Genty, getting a lot of usage, a lot of looks, and then, sprinkling in Jacoby. But on the other side, I feel like, I like May and I like what I think they could do over there, but it's just that inconsistency in the backfield. Is it going to be Henderson? Every time I think I know which back is going to be in New England over the last couple of years, it's been somebody else. Before Ramondre, it was somebody else. When it was that guy, then it was somebody else. So they keep doing this flip-flopping thing, and I just hope that they get something going in the backfield, and then that they let May start to kind of, take his shots, go downfield, have some big plays. But I don't know, Doc. It's what I'm seeing, all these drops and stuff like that over these first couple of quarters. It's just so concerning. I can see this game starting a little slow.
CD Lamb had tons of drops last night. All right, Willie, Travion Henderson going to be, to me, he's Chris Johnson 2.0, and he's cheap. Is he a free square?
Listen, on FanDuel, he's going to be in every lineup. And on DraftKings, he's going to be in most of my lineups. Reason I like it is I want to be on him before he's unveiled. He showed explosiveness. He's got speed. He's just got that little it. And I think that I think the coordinator is going to get him involved. And I love what he's going to do with Drake May. Drake May might have about 4 or 5 designed runs because Drake May can run. So I love Drake May. So I do like a little combination where I could play Drake May and I could play Travion together. It makes sense because he's going to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield. And I think the guy that's understated that I think is very interesting that people are not talking about, and he's had a real impact on his team is Diggs. I heard Diggs has been real helpful, in his process. Now, I'm most likely not going to get to I'm a Travion, but I've heard that unlike when in Buffalo, remember people thought he was really selfish and things like that. He's really been a help to this team. So, but I think Drake May is one of my guys that I'm going to go to on the slate.
Real quick, Swami, go ahead.
This question. You had Henderson being Chris Johnson 2.0? Interesting.
Now, let me just say something. You guys are NBA guys, so you'll appreciate this. My son and I years ago go to the City of Palms Classic, best high school tournament anywhere. And you know who we see that day? We see Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes gets drafted by the Toronto Raptors on DraftKings. He's like $4,000 week 1. Nobody knows this guy. Within 2 weeks, he's at $8K. I feel the same way, Willie, about Travion. You're getting him at a discount now. In 2 weeks, he'll be at $7,000, and you won't have him.
Agreed. That's why I'm all in on him this week. And on FanDuel, I believe he's 47 or 4,900.
47.
4,700. Lock button.
I'm not Johnson was like a 4.21. That's what I'm trying to feel the comparison. You said yes?
No. This.
Oh yeah, no. I think he's got Chris Johnson type speed. Chris Johnson was a good blocker. He was a good ball catcher. I mean, I don't know if he's a 4.3, but he's a 4.38.
I'm looking at 4.43. Okay.
All right. Try catching him from behind. You go.
Well, I remember a guy named Mr.
Chris Johnson was a 4.21. But I'm just saying he's considerably slower than Chris Johnson.
But I remember this though. You remember Mr. Jerry Rice used to run a 4.6,
and you couldn't catch him from behind.
But you couldn't catch him. And Mr. Darryl Green that ran a 4.2 couldn't catch him from behind. I just remember some people got football speed. You know what I mean? So this dude, I'm telling you, this dude is explosive. He's got hands. I'm just waiting for him to be unveiled. And then people will say, "Oh, wow," because he's going to be in a lot of my lineups.
Yeah. All right, let's get to a game that I know Trevor likes. I think Trevor's listening. What's up, Trevor? We love you.
Trev.
Carolina and Jacksonville. Liam Cohen's first game, Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, Chuba Hubbard, to Troy McMillan, maybe a guy named Hunter Renfro, who's always open whenever you're looking at a minimum price. Just throwing it out there, Willie Walls. You like this game? Because I do.
And Mr. Swame has been disrespectful to Victoria. He does not like him. And I told him I like him in this game. This game, listen, Trevor Lawrence is one of my favorite players on the slate. I think, and a guy that people are not talking about that I like in this game is Mr. Brenton Strange, the tight end for Jacksonville. I think having Mr. Brian Thomas and Mr. Strange, and you come back, and Mr. Thomas is Strange, and you come back with Mr. McMillan, I think this is a pretty nice, juicy stack on this slate. I like those guys, and people are disrespecting Mr. Young. And I think both defenses are ass. And I think this is going to be some points in this game. And I do like this guy. I like this game a lot.
Swami, I couldn't agree with him more. Could not agree with him more. I know Trevor felt the same way on Wednesday night. A little Lawrence Thomas Strange stack. Never hurt anybody.
There's some interest in Thomas. It's hard to get over how inconsistent some of these other guys have been. The backfield is crowded. I'm talking about on the Jags side right now. And then on the other side, I'm not as high on Young. The quarterback play here is the question mark. Again, it's week one. We could talk ourselves in anything, and Willie will. He'll play considerably more lineups than me. And if you got enough darts going at the dartboard, Doc, why not play this game? But a lot of inconsistent quarterback play. And then so many of these guys didn't play, and the slow start, these drop balls. Good luck.
But see, but Liam, I mean, he's made quarterbacks better, and I think let me say this: if Trevor Lawrence does not win with this right, because he got no money on his contract on the other contract,
done.
Night.
All right, speaking of night. Pittsburgh against the Jets. Should I take a nap during that game?
No, yes. Thank you. That game is scratched off.
Yes.
Okay. Scratched off. Done. Okay. Moving on. Let's get to another game here that I actually like, dare I say, a real lot, guys. The Dolphins and Colts. I could get very behind a Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor little thing going on there. Don't look at me like that, Willie. I can get behind Tua and Devon Chan. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game with two very mid-AF teams. Mid-AF, Swami.
All I can say is I can bask in your optimism. I think you guys are really, really, really having a lot of confidence in these inconsistent quarterbacks. And that's what week one, that's what it brings. It gives us an opportunity. We've seen Daniel Jones. There's no new trend on this. We've seen this before. I don't think it matters who's around him. Even when there's a really good running back, it seems like he finds a way to go 3 and out. And so he scares me, one. Again, we could talk ourselves into tight end and Pittman and what Taylor.
You don't like Jonathan Taylor?
Oh, you like Taylor, but the quarterback, once you start to get 8, 9, 10 in a box because your quarterback can't complete these passes that they keep going that's 3 and 4 yards from the line of scrimmage, and it makes it difficult, right? He might break one, he might pop one, and then that'll probably get us some fantasy goodness going. Tyreek Hill, we haven't seen him. Every time I see him, he's got a questionable tag next to him. We're not really sure, what that offense is going to look like. The A-Train, he was banged up. A couple of his cars weren't connected to the caboose. We just have to see something get going. I think it's a good shot week one, though, but I don't love it.
Willie, Devon Chan, and Tua get along famously. Tua could throw this guy 8 times out of the backfield. if he gets 50 yards rushing and goes 8 for 60, I just gave you 19 points and he didn't score a touchdown. If he does, he may break the slate. Is there anybody on Miami that you can get behind?
No, listen. So, it's going to be one of two things, Doc. Either it's going to be optimism or assism. I hope it's not assism. But what I'm saying is, so, and I'm going to embrace the risk. I'm going to take, even though Tyreek Hill scares the hell out of me, because he got a lot of A. Brown in him. You know what I mean? So that scares me. And anytime you got to apologize to your team for your actions the year before, and Tua's holding his feet to the fire as a veteran, you did something wrong. And that's what Tyreek Hill did.
But without question, Doc, they're a stack. They're great leverage because you got to pay up for them, because Tyreek Hill and the train, they cost a little money. But if you put them with Tua, you could actually hit something, and you could bring it back with any one of the guys we named.
This is what I like. I like Achane. I like Achane going with Tyreek Hill, and you bring it back with Jalen Warren. I like
week 1, 2024 or 2023.
I like Tyler Warren. I like Tyler Warren a lot.
The winning lineup week 1, 23 or 24 had the train and Hill in there without the quarterback. You can absolutely, and then they didn't bring him back.
That could happen.
And
honestly.
And everybody is scared. Listen, including me. I ain't gonna lie to you. You see that red mark and A-Chain with this. You think about the dude that played for Indiana hurt. When you think about A-Chain, you don't want that Achilles to go. So you got some risk that's in there, but this is the type of risk that can bring you a high reward. So yeah.
All right, let's get to the 4:00 games. Titans, Broncos, guys. Look, there may be weeks I like the Titans. This is not one of those weeks.
Yeah.
The Broncos, I feel like they're a really good team. So let me ask this question, because I don't know if there's any guy on offense we love there. Would you pay up for the defense this week, Swame? Do you pay up for the Broncos defense?
I think they'll play if you're paying up for defense. I just don't think this week is the week to pay up at defense. I think the Titans are still a little bit of a wild card as well. I know they got the rookie quarterback. I think they could probably control the game with him, but he's also somebody who could, come out and surprise their offense a little bit. Billy maybe move around and make some stuff happen and just not give up a big fantasy day. So it's too much risk to pay up $3,800 week 1.
Willie, I know you prefer cheap defense. Will you pay up for Denver's?
Probably not.
Okay.
Even though they in play, is this no thank you for anybody on the Titans.
All right. You guys both talked about the red cross next to a name. 49ers are playing Seattle. There's a big, fat red cross next to CMC, who didn't practice again today. He's got the dreaded calf injury. But let me just argue this. Somebody might play McCaffrey and Chan. Those guys play the game, and they go bananas, Willie, and then you wish you had them.
Yeah, but I didn't know. He didn't practice Friday either?
No. He was out there. He was doing some, stretches and stuff, but I didn't see him do anything more.
And I got that rascal in one season long. Ooh, McAss free. You know what? Give me all the Pearsall. That's all I gotta say. Give me all the Pearsall. Because
what about Kittle? What about Kittle?
And Kittle. Excuse me. Excuse me, Mr. Kittle. I disrespected you. I am so sorry. Listen, oh man, I didn't know McCaffrey's going. Man, that bastard got me. He got me in one league, man. Man,
I think he'll play. He's going to play, Willie. He's going to play.
Yeah, but he might be playing with himself. Because I don't know. You're already doing that. Come on, man. McCaffrey? He practiced Thursday or Friday?
I think he's going to play on Sunday. I don't think there's a question. He's going to play.
But are you going to trust that?
My point, though, is that if you play him, 80% of people won't trust it. Except Sammy, our friend Sammy says what? He knows it. Calf leads to Achilles. He has to be limited.
Yeah.
Swami, let me ask you about JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Let me ask you about Kenneth Walker. Anything over on the Seattle side you like?
Doc, again, the backfield, because I keep thinking about, Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker and who. If I knew that Kenneth Walker was going to lead the backfield, I would have some interest in Kenneth Walker in the matchup. But you almost feel like if they controlling the game and they up, or they, are they maybe at a split and maybe Charbonnet's the person closing the game out? You're not even really sure what you're getting there, but it is something that makes you at least peek at it. If CMC was out there and you thought they had a chance for back and forth, but with all the injuries on the San Francisco side and the possibility that, the Seahawks are just kind of controlling the game, running it and kicking field goals, it's not very exciting without CMC and Ayuk and them guys out there. I'm a little bit down on that, Doc.
All right, 2 more games to talk about. Let's talk about Houston against the Rams. Christian Kirk's not playing. Nico Collins feels like there's nobody else there except one thing, guys. That Rams defense is going to pressure CJ Stroud all game long. Will you play Nico Collins? Will you play Puka? Will you play Devontae Adams? What are you doing, Willie?
I will have a sprinkle, but I think both defenses are very interested in this game, to be honest with you. I think the Rams defense is interested. And I'm going to tell you, that Houston defense, are they only 2,500?
They're cheap.
And you're going against broke back Stafford. You know what I mean? So I just think that can be a little interesting because you saw what they did with Mr. Justin Herbert last year. I know we didn't forget that. I just think that I was thinking about maybe a little Nico Puka action or something like that. But the more I look at it, I'm liking the defenses in this game. I think the defenses are very interested in this game, and I think this game is going to reside in the 20 points, 17-point range.
Yeah.
And I just think for the prices that you got to pay for these guys, I might just have like a 5%, like throw one in the game, something like that. But this is not one of my targets.
Justin Jackson says Nico moves up. The Rams can't cover him. I think there's truth to that. Let me ask you this, Swame. Will you play Nico? Will you play Puka? What will you do?
I think you could still play them because they ceiling guys, and you want to have ceiling guys. And so I would be interested in those 2 guys for sure. But I'm still probably leaning more towards what Walls was saying. It's like it's a big price to pay for a game that might not go over. And because it seems like it's likely to go under, you're hoping now that those guys get everything to be able to bring you that game. And
you know what Matthew Stafford games are, Swami? 314 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Right? He throws for a lot of passing yards, but he just doesn't connect. And then if he doesn't connect, the receiver doesn't connect. Puka only scores 4 or 5 touchdowns. It's just not enough.
Right. But I could definitely see Stroud and Collins hooking up.
Yeah. I mean,
sure.
Collins is the play, I think. I like Collins more than I do Puka because I think, you got Devontae Adams there.
And with Stroud, I think it could be a mistake if you're not. I think you want to keep somebody over the top of those guys instead of coming after him because they'll hit a big play in a blink of an eye.
All right.
And Higgins is an interesting guy.
I'm not touching him. It's a rookie.
I'm not saying he's an interesting guy.
All right. Let's talk about Detroit against Green Bay. We have not heard, or at least I haven't. I have not heard anybody mention Jahmyr Gibbs. This guy could be the key to this slate.
I like Jahmyr Gibbs.
Am I wrong, Willie? I mean, I don't know if I want to play Goff. I don't know if I want to play Laporta. I don't know if I want to play St. Brown. I don't know if I want to play maybe Josh Jacobs, but Jahmyr Gibbs, Willie, I am in.
Listen, see, this is the thing that people don't understand. The coach wanted to get this guy more involved. And he only got like 50-something% of the plays last. If he gets 65 or 70%, listen, Gibbs can eat Green Bay up. This could be a Gibbs game, passing as well as running. I like Gibbs. People not talking about Gibbs, and I'm saying this. Shh, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. He will, since CMC or CSC got his little late night injury thing. This will be my little late night hammer. And I like somebody else that people are not saying nothing about. Is I like a guy named excuse me, let me
Matthew Golden.
oh, he's in play, but there's other guys in play too that people ain't not one person going to talk about. His name is Isaac Telsala.
The third receiver?
The third receiver. Listen, he
Are
traded.
you smoking crack a lot?
He traded. He paid it. He traded.
I know who he is.
I know you know who he is. And see, just like people didn't know who. Remember, I mentioned Puka the first game of the year. It was years ago. This dude right here has full. This guy is a huge guy. Yeah, you can say what you want to say. I'm telling you, I'm gonna play me a little bit of touchdown. But I'm basically locking Gibbs in. I love Gibbs, but I think this other guy is a man of interest to me, and nobody knows about him.
All right, Swame, questions here. We all love Gibbs. You love Gibbs. Willie loves Gibbs. I love Gibbs. Do you like Josh Jacobs? Do you like Tucker Kraft? Do you like anything on the other side?
I like Josh Jacobs a lot. I think Golden and Dobbs, because of their price, especially if Reed isn't playing, they're gonna have to target somebody. So there's a lot of reasons to kind of like those guys at their price. I think Love could get it going as well, especially if they're not dropping passes.
That's interesting.
You really gotta like the Detroit side. They're gonna show up. It's just if Green Bay is going to be able to, do something with all those receivers. If they can get something going with those receivers, then we'll get a game here, and I think it could heat up.
All right, I'm giving you a crisp $100 bill, Swame. Who's your stack?
With the crisp $100 bill, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Baker Mayfield, Evans, Abuka, or Irvin Evans.
Willie, your $100 bill, please.
I like that game too, so I'm gonna have to go elsewhere. So let me see.
Coming back with London.
No. Yeah, London. Let me get Trevor Lawrence. Let me get Brian Thomas. Let me get Mr. Strange, along with the guy that Swami don't like, Tetera McMillan, coming back.
All right. My crazy one is going to be, what is it going to be? I don't even know what it's going to be.
Pick that crazy one, Doc. You can't get crazier than that.
I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you two shells: Flacco Njoku, or Tua Achan, or Jones Taylor. Two of those combos are going to go off. All right. What was our thing, Willie? Was it the Ask Milk play of the week? Who was Ask Milk this week, Willie? Who are we not playing?
You say who are we not playing?
Yes, who are we not playing? The Ask Milk play of the week.
Oh, I could hold on. Oof, let me go. God, man, that's well. You know what it is? CMC. I am not going to play since he got that injury thing. He's got to beat me. Especially what he did last year. No, thank you.
Swami, who's your Ask Milk play of the week? Doc, first I'm going to put a little bit more respect on the Giants side of the ball with Wilson back there. I'm going to say that I'm going to respect that game a little bit. I won't put an asterisk there to put a pin in it, but I think I don't know if I can get behind Bryce Young. So I right now I'm going to have to give him he's got to be the guy I'm pinning that on right now. Which means that side of the ball is just a huge question mark. Maybe if he can do something, and that'll help, Chuba out. That'll help out, Leggett and some of them. I can't. He's so inconsistent. If he can put together a couple of games in a row, maybe. But just right now, Walt's just mentioned that game a couple of times. I have got to give him the Ask Milk play of the week.
My Ask Milk play of the week is Kyler Murray. Give me James Conner all day, but I'll never play Kyler Murray ever. All right. Who is the balls to the walls call from Willie Walls?
Two of them. Britton Strange. And I'm going on the limb. Isaac Salah. And one more other guy, Mr. Abuka.
Justin Jackson thinks he could break the slate. I totally agree with that. All right, Swami. Who is the Swami Says play of the week?
Because I think Kyle Pitts will be cheating. I think I'm going to give you Romeo Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs.
I think Romeo
That's
Dobbs
interesting. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that one. How deep do we want to get here? Is Dobbs deep enough, Willie?
Oh, he's deep enough. He's deep because most people are playing Golden.
How deep do I have to get here? Crazy deep, or just like surface level? Like if I said Alvin Kamara, is that like cheating?
That's what Willie would do, Doc. No.
Okay. Willie would do that, so no. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Spencer Rattler sucks less than we think.
Doc, I watched 40 minutes of Spencer Rattler. I didn't see anything. Just hang my hat on. 40 minutes of film. Nothing.
Maybe he sucked at 4,800. All right. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones gets away from Brian Dable. Brian Dable hated this guy more than life itself. And Daniel Jones finds a coach who likes him. I will tell you Daniel Jones.
I'll take that play, Doc, because that could be interesting enough. We know we can run the ball a little bit. It's something there that I would say that I could get with it.
Look, Baker Mayfield was poo-pooed on for how many years until he became good? Maybe Daniel Jones finally figures it out.
I don't think he'll look like that, Doc. I mean, come on, give him a chance, Doc.
But if he does figure it out, it's because of Mr. Warren. I'm telling you that guy is
and Pittman and Downs and Taylor and a coach that knows how to call a play.
Yeah.
Right.
Taylor will be a big part of it. Both Taylors.
All right, so there we have it. The first episode from Friday Night Lights done. For Swami and Willie Walls, I'm Dr. Roto. And what do we say, guys? Be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.